Hello there, friends. Thank you for stopping by today. I'm here to share with you a flip through of the latest journal I've just finished. It is called Forest Floor, and I hope by just looking at the front cover you get that feeling of the forest floor. I hope it invokes that imagery that you might expect when you think of the forest floor. It measures 7 3/4 inches wide by 7 1/2 inches tall, and the spine is approximately 1 1/2 inches. I've covered the spine with some sari silk in some earth tones, and you can see the closure is also a nice earth tone piece of sari silk. The cover itself is made with corrugated cardboard that I've just peeled the sort of advertising side off of to expose these beautiful ridges. Boy, what a great texture. And it feels really nice in the hand. I really played with this piece for a while to get it just the right shape, but it feels so good when you're holding it. It just fits in your hands perfectly. The front cover, well, I'll talk about the closure first. On the closure here, it's just a wraparound. Again, I mentioned it's sari silk, and I've just attached here a leaf charm and a filigree leaf charm. And as we unwrap it, we can take a better look at the collaging on the front, which I'll be honest, took me way longer than probably making the journal itself. Sometimes I get into my head and I think, is this right? Should I do it this way? How is it going to look? And I try it about 700 different ways, and I end up always going back to the original way I had planned. So here's the original way I had planned. On the front here is a lovely little nature quote. This is from Mrs. Cogs, and some gorgeous fern and mushroom images. And these little images come from Nik the Booksmith. This beautiful butterfly that pulls in all of the oranges and yellows and blacks that I've used on the front cover here. Not sure where this image came from, but I'll do my best to find out. And this little label here is from Shabbydabbydodah, and just behind it is a piece of the same cotton that I've used. You can see just a little fringe coming around to give it some texture and some depth. And there's cheesecloth, some burlap here. There's a book page, just lots and lots of layers to really build it up and give you the textured feeling of forest floor. On the flap here is underneath a piece of burlap and a tea-stained piece of paper that I've just accented with some inking. Some very primitive stitching green just to pull the greens across to the other side. And this is a cute little stick from my front yard. This little stick actually inspired the entire journal. So it's fun how something so simple can inspire a whole other idea, a stick to a journal. You know, it's quite interesting how that happens. Anyway, so this little stick is from Ontario, Canada. So if you get it and you are not from Ontario, Canada, you have a little piece of me with you. Opening up that front page, or the front flap, very plain on the inside. I've just inked it. It's lined with just a plain cardstock and another little piece of embroidery, just some layered fabrics, and again, colors to pull in the cover into the front flap there. Before I go inside, I just want to let you know there is lots of room for growth. So because of the length of the sari silk and the width that you can get out of the front flap here, it does allow for a lot of growth. So if you're the kind of person who likes an alligator mouth journal like I do, this is going to be the journal for you. It'll allow you to grow and expand. There's lots of room here. Opening up the inside cover. The lining in the front cover and in the back cover, this is both Tim Holtz paper, cardstock from one of his kits. I think it's Wallflower. This is a nice Mrs. Cogs image of a couple sitting in the forest, and a nice little digital postcard that I've just put some mushrooms on, and nothing on the back of that one. But on the back of this one, I forgot, is a little washi stamp with some tulips. This is a tea-stained piece of paper that I've just zigzag stitched around just to give it more texture, and a fern washi sticker. The tab is the same sari silk as the closure on the front, and they just all tuck nicely into that front cover. This page, the eco print in the background here, is from my friend Took, and her shop is called Took's Craft Table, and this is one of her eco print kits, and they're absolutely amazing. I highly recommend them if you love this kind of paper. She's got some really beautiful ones. Another little Mrs. Cogs quote, and inside here is a fussy cut mushroom, which color coordinates perfectly, and graphics fairy label. This is a belly band, so they can go all, ooh, he wants to stay. Oh, there we go. He can go all the way through. You can take the label out and use it wherever you want. Use the mushroom wherever you want. On this side is an envelope, which is normally attached to this page, but I've done this flip through about 4 times now, and I just forgot to reattach it. So there's the other side of that eco paper from Took, and this is an envelope from My Porch Prints. It's one of her botanical kits, and I absolutely love it. The imagery works perfectly. I've blended several kits together here, and they all just work so nicely. So the envelope looks like this, and I've just punched a thumb hole in there, and inside are 2 pieces of just plain tea stained paper for more writing, or you can put photographs on them and tuck them away, and they will attach to the page with this paper clip, and it just has some green sari silk. Here's a book page, some tea stained paper with another washi sticker. This is ledger paper, tea stained as well, and here's a little pocket. This image is the same botanical kit as the envelope, My Porch Prints, and here's just a little strip of paper for writing, tea stained paper with a mushroom washi sticker, and a little tag that I've just stamped. It's just cardstock, plain cardstock with some stamping and some sari silk. This is a page from a book about trees, The Trees of North America. And what I really love about this particular book, it makes me giggle every time. I don't know why, but they always do, they're talking on, usually on one side of the page, they talk about the size of the tree. And for comparison, they usually put a little tiny animal underneath the tree. So you can see here for comparison, they're using a little kitty cat. I think you can see that there. Yeah, there's a little kitty cat under the tree, so you can kind of gauge the size of the tree. And there's a little black kitty cat sitting in my window right now, wondering what I'm doing, who I'm talking to. On this side, there is My Porch Prints Digital and a little bit of Tim Holtz paper, another mushroom washi. This is just a scrap of scrapbooking paper. This is handmade paper with some leaves or seeds in, and you can feel the texture of the seeds in the paper. It's very, very cool. It's beautifully made paper. And another little Nik the Booksmith mushroom. This is a page from a botanical book. Another piece of Took's eco paper and Mrs. Cogs. This is honestly just some baking paper, and I was using it to lay my tea stain papers on, but it has such a nice crinkly sound to it. It made me think of that rustling of the leaves in the fall on the forest floor. It has a really nice feel and sound to it, so I had to include that. Oh, on this side here is a page. This is again from Took's Craft Table. The butterfly, I'm not sure where she comes from, but I've just added her because the colors were perfect, and I've glued 2 pieces of it together, and I've glued right down the center here, so we have 2 little pockets, one with I've sewn this particular card to make it look like lined paper, and just added some sari silk, but there's really nice texture to the card because of the stitching. And these are sweet vellum labels. I think this came from Your Creative Studio, one of their monthly subscription boxes. And again, it has a really nice sound to it, nice and crinkly. A little journaling card that I've attached just to extend the length of the paper and just to give it some interest and some color. And you can journal on the back, and it's just attached with some washi and some stitching. This is my all-time favorite piece of Took's Eco Prints. I love this purple color. I don't know what it is. It just draws me in every time. I could stare at it forever. On the other side, I've printed a different digital of hers, and you can see there's some Queen Anne's lace that's been used here. It's kind of fun to look and see what plants you can figure out, what plants you can make out when someone's done eco dyeing. Here's the center of the first signature, just a piece of scrapbooking paper, some more collaging of scrapbooking paper, digital prints, my Porch Prints, Nik the Booksmith. This is just sewn on with my sewing machine. Another eco print and some tea-stained paper. This little flower with the purple tones against the purple tones on the other side. I just love the two together, and it just flips out so you can journal on the back or put a picture there. Here is a full-size pocket of one of Took's pressed flowers papers, and inside I've just included a long tea-stained piece of paper, again just sewn with a little fabric tab of some trees, some forest trees. And it just snuggles in there, fits perfectly on in. Sometimes with the larger pieces of paper, you got to give them a little shimmy to get them all the way down, but it does slide in and out fairly easily. Here is a collaged card that I've made. You can journal on the back, add a photo, use it. Whoops. Oh, it's jumping. Oh my goodness. There we go. Use it as a bookmark as you go along. This image is cut out from I think it was a medicinal botanical book, and it was all written in French. So I've included some of the text here from the same page that this was cut out of. This is Tim Holt's scrapbooking paper in the back, and this is a Shabbydabbydodah label. They all worked perfectly together. And the corner tuck printable is my Porch Prints, and it's just backed with that dark brown, or natural brown cardstock. Here's the other side of that baking paper with another beautiful Mrs. Cogs image of this woman sitting in the forest contemplating something. Maybe she's watching a frog, who knows, but she's definitely deep in thought. And more of that tree fabric and a fussy cut flower. Here's some more botanical paper and a mushroom and a butterfly that I've just put together. I just like the way they look together. Here's the other side of that botanical page. And this is just a little, I don't know what I would call it, just a little flip out notepad just for quick notes or quick little thoughts or ideas. And they're just secured with a brad here. And this is a Mrs. Cogs image, and I've just added a stamp to the side. This is supposed to be a vocabulary card. And I used the word quiet because that does invoke thoughts of the forest for me. There's another piece of that gorgeous paper, again, that you can just feel the seeds in. It just feels so nice. Wee piece of tea-stained paper, washi mushroom. Here's the other side of that North American tree book. And here we have a tuck that was just this leaf that I cut out from my Porch Prints. It's just been lined again with that cardstock, and in that little tuck is Graphics Fairy. I'm not sure where this one is from. It's got a little washi sticker and a fabric tab and some more sewn tea-stained paper. If you like to write, this is a great journal for you. There's so much space for writing. Little floral image. Here is a tag, another tag, cardstock tag that I made, just using a floral stamp and some vintage lace. This was, I think, from a curtain, an old curtain that I found, blank on the back. And this little paperclip, hidden paperclip, is a wee tiny little envelope I just adore from Nik the Booksmith. And I've just put the paperclip inside the envelope. And of course, these can be moved around wherever you want. Book page. There's another nature quote, some rickrack. This is the same rickrack that I used on the cover, so that pulls the cover into the book. Here's the back of the first signature and the front of the second signature, and I tried to really make them look like they were flowing right into each other by collaging the washi stickers. This has a bit more Tim Holtz paper. The eco paper, this one has stitching instead of the collaging, and then another nature quote there. There's a bit of the scrapbooking paper on the edge here, I just noticed. Some more tea-stained. Here's a little collage. Graphics Fairy, that's just a washi sticker, and a little mushroom image. Here's another corner tuck. Another sewn lined tag. Again, great texture on those. And here's another flip out notepad with the word nature. And I've added this little floral stamp and another teeny tiny Nik the Booksmith envelope. It's just the sweetest little thing. Bring that a little closer. It has writing on it, but I can't read it. It's too tiny for me. But it's magical anyways. Flipping all the pages. A little floral fussy cut. Here's another piece of handmade paper. I'm not sure what particular leaf this is, but you can feel it and you can actually see when you run your finger over it. You probably won't notice it on the camera, but you can kind of see the paper move on top of the leaf. It's very cool. Another little paper clip with a wee postcard and a little quote about nature here, and fabric tab, botanical book, and mushroom fussy cut. Some textured paper. It's tea stained, and I just crinkled it up to give it a nice textured feel. Another washi sticker there. A collage with Nik the Booksmith and Shabbydabbydodah, and I'm not sure where this digital has come from, but I will find out. Here is a floating envelope, but it's usually attached to this page, and this is again from my Porch Prints, and the same as the front, it's just got two pieces of tea-stained paper on the inside, and it attaches to this piece of Tooks eco paper. Cute little butterfly and mushroom. Here is another page from the Trees of North America book. Another journaling card that flips out. Corner tuck. This is from Tim Holtz. This is also a piece of Tim Holtz paper there. And a nice sheet of coffee dyed paper. My sewing machine just had a heyday in that corner for some reason. Just wanted to hang out there for a little bit. But I like the texture it gives. Another quote. Doily again for some texture. This is the center of the second signature, the final signature. So there's just a little pocket here. And another collaged journaling card. Same French botanical book. This is Tracy Fox and Tracy Fox. And these two, this is a Tim Holtz piece, and this is just a piece that came out of my little scrap pile. Plain on the back again. And this is a file folder from my Porch Prints. It just tucks away in here. And I actually have, there it is, a little clip just to hold them down. Because sometimes when the cards are thicker, they like to sort of pop up. So that just holds it down so it doesn't end up getting folded. And then I've just attached some sari silk there. Love these mushrooms. I love the way they pop off this page with the quote and the digital, the eco-dyed paper. They just look so great together. And on this side of it, I've done a little belly band again, using a quote from Mrs. Cogs, and another wee tiny little envelope, and another stitched journaling card. I'm gonna tuck him in there. More tea-stained paper, belly band on this side. This is Tim Holtz paper. That's another Nik the Booksmith image. And here is just a tiny square of stitched paper, postcard, another botanical file folder from my Porch Prints. Whoopsie, whoopsie daisy. Oh, doesn't want to go in. There we go. Another journaling card here. Again, my sewing machine had a little party over there. Oh, fun. On this piece of the tree book, you can see that there is a dog. It looks like, God, it looks like a husky, the image that they've used here to give the size comparison of the pendula tree to the dog. So we have both dogs and cats represented in this nature journal, which is fabulous. There's the other side. Some more collaging. Here is a digital journaling card that I've just lined with tea-stained paper and added a fussy cut flower, and it can fold either way, honestly. And it's attached with a piece of cotton that I've just stamped with fern images. to match the theme. Here's a little corner tuck again using my Porch Prints. This is, I have to think about who this is. It's a little scrap piece from, oh gosh, it's gone right out of my head, but I'll see if I can remember and I'll put it in the comments below. Another Nik the Booksmith journaling card with botanicals, blank on the back, and another plain piece of paper. Amity Bloom. That took me a second. This is Amity Bloom from one of her vintage wallpapers. Some more of that lovely crinkled tea-stained paper. There's the botanical book. I've just sewn on some, and again, a scrap of scrapbooking paper and another collage. That's handmade paper. That's the other side with that really cool leaf. I've just stamped inside this image, the stitching that I did when I sewed this one on. I had a stamp that fit perfectly in that little square, or sort of perfectly. That's more human error than stamping error. But I love the texture it gives to that place. But you could even just frame a little photograph in there. Would be beautiful. A memory. It would be so lovely just to sit in that little square. On this side is the one and only piece I have of this kit. This, I believe, is Lorna Taylor. And I purchased this ages ago, and my printer was misbehaving, and I only got, I think, about two pieces of that kit printed, and I had completely forgotten, and I found it in my my Misfits envelope. So I put it in here because it's absolutely perfect. And here's another piece of tea-stained ledger paper, and this is the final page of the second signature with more of Took's eco-dyed papers. Almost looks like blueberries. It's so beautiful. And here is the back cover inside. No pockets here. I just really loved this image. This is a Tim Holtz piece here. So that is the entirety of Forest Floor. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the inside of all of the little surprises she has in there. And thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate having you come by and enjoying my work with me. So have an amazing day, and hopefully I'll be back soon with some more creations. Bye now.